Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast today. The Better Business Bureau of Cleveland teaches teenagers money management skills so they wisely manage their finances. Senior Vice President Sue McConnell is here to tell us more about the Teen Smart program. Later on, we'll hear from William Lewis of McGregor Pace and Dr. Cynthia Bellina of University Hospitals. They'll talk about this program geared to helping the elderly who want to remain in their homes. And later in the broadcast after that, Chief Chris Hodgson and VeggieU board member Scott Kuhn will tell us about the VeggieU Classroom Garden program. Good morning, I'm Leon Bibb. This is Kaleidoscope, and we begin right now with Sue McConnell, Senior Vice President for the Better Business Bureau of Cleveland. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, my pleasure. Bring us up to speed on generally what the Better Business Bureau does.
Well, we're a private nonprofit organization that provides a lot of information to consumers. You can contact our offices to get great ratings on businesses, file complaints, get a lot of consumer tips.
And you've got a big program going on. I mean, you help people all along, but you're kind of earmarking a program directed toward teenagers. Tell me about that.
Our Teen Smart program goes into local high schools and teaches teens some things they really need to know about financial issues. For the last 5 years, we have taken this program into the Cleveland Metropolitan School District to the social studies classes at the junior and senior high school level. We, in a one-time classroom period, we give them a lot of information, how to cope with a lot of financial issues that impact their lives. For example, what is credit? How do you use credit wisely? What is a credit report, and why is it so important that you know what's on yours? What is your credit score, and how this can impact decisions and choices that you'll have in your future.
So many of us who grew up didn't know things like this. I mean, and so many young people don't know. You kind of learn as you go along, as you get older, or sometimes you learn the hard way.
You definitely learn the hard way, and we're trying to keep these teens from becoming victims of various fraud and to understand very basic concepts, the importance of signing your name to a contract. What does that mean? And we use cell phone contracts as an example with teens. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find a household that doesn't have a cell phone these days.
I have told my daughters when they were growing up, I'd take out a pen and I'd write my name on a sheet of paper. I says, that signature's the most important thing, one of the most important things I possess. You can put it on the wrong sheet of paper and get yourself in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's a great lesson. And we get calls at the Better Business Bureau every day from people who think they always have 3 days to cancel a contract or don't read contracts before they sign them. So we impress upon these teens that your signature does mean something, and it's going to obligate you to certain things when you sign a contract, so read it carefully.
So how many schools are involved in this program, and generally where are these schools?
We have taken it into primarily the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Last year alone, we reached out to 1,000 students in over 40 classes.
If an administrator is watching, and I know that there are thousands of them watching right now, and that person would like to get your Better Business program, the Teen Smart Workshop, involved in their school, how do they go about that?
They should just contact me at the Better Business Bureau. Our phone number is 216-241-7678. And they can just ask for Sue, that's me. We do this primarily in the greater Cleveland area, and the presentations are given by primarily our staff members that are trained, but we also have some representatives from the business community who are on our board that are trained to go out and give these presentations.
We've got that telephone number on the screen, by the way, 216-241-7678, or you can go to cleveland.bbb.org, get more information certainly on everything we've been talking about. This can make a difference in the quality of life for these teenagers, right?
Absolutely. Learning how to manage money and credit wisely has a great impact on your future. If you don't have a good credit score, it can keep you from getting the job you want, the apartment you want. We also teach these teens the importance of privacy. At this age, they've lived online most of their lives, and privacy is sometimes a strange concept. They don't understand the importance of keeping their social security numbers to themselves and keeping their credit card numbers, their cell phone numbers. what kind of information they shouldn't be posting online. So we teach them about privacy issues and identity theft.
You know, I always say when I go online, I wouldn't put anything online that I wouldn't want my mother to see. or I'd have to explain to my mother, now, why did you do that? The privacy seems to be going out the window on a lot of things.
And it's very important to keep things like your Social Security number and account numbers private. If you don't, you could be the victim of identity theft. And it's the top complaint generator still in this country is identity theft.
The things you're teaching these young people are the things you're teaching middle-aged and old people too. You've been teaching this. The Better Business Bureau has been around for a long, long time, teaching these concepts.
We actually are celebrating in Cleveland our 100th year in existence, and we have been teaching these same concepts. Of course, the internet put a whole new twist on a lot of things we didn't have 100 years ago, but anybody of any age can benefit from this information. And when we do these presentations, we send these teens home with information to share with their families.
In our final minute, let me ask you, what are some of the major mistakes you see people make all the time, regardless of their age?
A big mistake people make is answering the phone. Somebody tells them they've just won a sweepstakes and asks them to wire money or get green dot money pack cards. So paying a fee in advance for a prize is bad, not reading a contract before you sign it, not keeping your private information private, believing that what somebody tells you on the phone or sends you in an email is always the truth and that you can trust the sender of that information. Don't click on links that you don't know where they're going, and don't open attachments in emails unless you know who sent them.
When I get these on my email, I simply delete it right there and then go to trash and delete it out of the trash. And if I get the phone call, I don't even argue with them. I just hang up and go back to eating dinner, because they always call it the dinner hour.
They sure do.
Okay. Thank you very much. Sue McConnell, Senior Vice President for the Better Business Bureau. She's talking about the Teen Smart Workshop program. You certainly can get more information on everything we've been talking about. You certainly want to get your young people involved in this by calling 216-241-7678. She can keep your young people and you middle-aged and old folks out of trouble, credit-wise, if you do what she says. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you so much.
It is my pleasure. Going to take a break right now. This is Kaleidoscope. I'll be right back. We're going to talk about a program to help the elderly remain at home after this. You're in touch with Kaleidoscope. Glad to have you with us, too. Studies show that at least 80% of seniors want to live in their homes and not in nursing homes. McGregor's program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, also known as McGregor PACE, helps many seniors do just that. Stay at home. Business Development Director William Lewis is here, and so is Dr. Cynthia Bellina of University Hospitals. They're here to tell us more about the program and the efforts to meet the needs of the elderly. Good to have you with us, Mr. Lewis.
Good morning.
Dr. Bellina.
Good morning.
Good to have you with. Tell me, refresh me, now take me deeper into what is McGregor PACE?
Well, the PACE program is a program that's geared for seniors when they're having problems with their independence. It could be a functional or cognitive impairment, where they're having problems with their activities of daily living. Traditionally, what would happen at that point in time, Leon, is that they would end up going probably into a nursing home.
Now, my mother lived at McGregor before she passed away. She was at McGregor. It was just a fine, fine facility.
It's a beautiful facility.
But she was not in this PACE program.
That's
and
correct.
This is to keep folks at home.
Correct. This is an additional program to the traditional nursing home programs that are run by the McGregor Foundation. This is a program of all-inclusive care for the elderly, as Bill said. We believe seniors with chronic disease and disability are happier and healthier when they stay at home rather than having to live in the nursing home.
Yeah. Dr. Bellina, you are your specialty is geriatrics and internal medicine at University Hospitals. Now, how do you work that into the McGregor PACE program?
So my entire practice is run through the McGregor PACE program. I'm an internal medicine doctor with additional training in geriatrics, which allows me to have specialized understanding of those with multiple diseases, chronic diseases, and diseases that affect the elderly, falls, dementia, polypharmacy, these sorts of things.
Mr. Lewis, how do you determine when somebody can stay at home and not need the nursing home care? Where's that line?
Well, basically, we're dealing with both individuals, the person who's going to a nursing home and the person that's staying at home, they're having some problems with their activities of daily living, just the things you need to do to be functional and independent. And what we do basically is we go out to their homes or wherever they're living. It could be an assisted living or a group home, and we do assessments. And we want to take a look at, do they have caregiver support? Is the physical place where they're staying, is it conducive for a person to age? And what we can do is put a plan of care together just for that individual to assist them in staying in their home versus going into a nursing home. You know, now that I've been in this program, often I'm in nursing homes, I look at people and I say, you know what, this person could probably be at home.
But when they stay at home, you've got to make sure that you've got the things in place for them to live comfortably and safely at home.
Correct. We use an interdisciplinary plan of care, so not just a doctor, but a doctor, a nurse, a social worker, therapist, nutrition, even the transportation, the driver that comes that takes you to the appointments. All of those people are on a team developing an individualized program for you. Medications, support in your home. If you need an aide or somebody to come help you with your bathing, we provide all of that.
So all the various fingers on this program all fit on the same hand. No, everybody knows what everybody else is doing and who this client, who this patient is. I guess you use the word client. Is it client or patient? Or
we say participant.
The participant.
Because we believe they're as important in their decision making for their medical care and their goals of care and their overall well-being as we are. They're a partner in this program.
I want to put a phone number on the screen where you can get more information as we continue our conversation with William Lewis, Business Development Director for McGregor Pace, and Dr. Cynthia Bellina, who's Geriatrics and Internal Medicine Specialist with University Hospitals and McGregor Pace. There you see it, 791-3580 in the 216 area code, or you can go to the website at the bottom there, which is McGregorPace.org, McGregorPace.org. You see it at the bottom of the screen. We are getting older in this country. There's a group called the baby boomer generation, of which I am a member.
So am I.
And we are all getting older, and it's going to be a big flood of people going into their golden years soon.
Absolutely.
How is that impacting you?
Well, basically what we're talking about is a new buzz term called aging in place, helping people to age in their home, in the community. There's another acronym you're going to hear called NORC, Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. With the numbers of Americans that are aging, it's imperative that we find other options other than going into a nursing home. First of all, most nursing home care is paid for by Medicaid. Medicaid would not be able to sustain itself. And at the same time, nobody wants really to go. So really, people live better, they live a more stimulating life, they're close to family and friends, and they do much better when they're in the community.
Dr. Bellina, look into your crystal ball in our final minute. Tell me, what is your vision for this program as we all get older in this country, as the country gets grayer?
I firmly believe that McGregor Pace is well positioned to expand our services to the seniors in Cuyahoga County. That's the service area at this time. To make sure every person who wants to live and age in place and live out their final days happy and healthy and not afraid of disability and really being able to stay in place and live out their final days as happy and healthy as can be.
People can make a phone number and get more information on everything we've been talking about, I'm certain, right?
Absolutely. Just call us, tell us your story, and ask for intake.
791-3580 is the telephone number to call, or you can go to McGregorPace.org on the website, get more information on if you're dealing with your parents. You may want to do it if you are the child who's taking care of a parent. This is what we're talking about on Kaleidoscope today. Good to have you with us, William Lewis and Dr. Cynthia Bellina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It is my pleasure. We take a break right now. This is Kaleidoscope. On deck, we'll talk about giving children hands-on experience in gardens after this. Welcome back to more of Kaleidoscope today. The Veggie U Classroom Garden Program is now on the curriculum at elementary schools in the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. Scott Kuhn is here with the Driftwood Restaurant Group and a Veggie U board member. He's here with Chef Chris Hodgson of Hodges Downtown. They'll tell us about this program and how children benefit from the Veggie U experience. Scott Kuhn seated next to me, and Chris Hodgson of Hodges Downtown.
How are you?
Good to have you both with us.
Great to see you.
Okay, first off, tell me, what is Veggie U?
Well, VegU is a wonderful program that's near and dear to my heart, and it's a program that's obviously it's in our elementary schools, and it's geared towards combating things like childhood obesity, diabetes, and it's really a hands-on kit that's placed in the classroom, and the children of our community are really learning about sustainable agriculture, how to eat healthy, and this promotes that not only in the classroom but at home as well.
Yeah, I should add that Scott is with the Driftwood Restaurant Group and a board member of VegU. And Chris here, you're a chef. You're a chef at Hodges downtown.
I am.
Chris Hodgson. Tell me, well, what's your role at VegU?
You know, VegU's become, just because of mine and Scott's partnership, very close to home. And it's one of those things where you can bring in farming kits, and it teaches kids how to plant the seeds, the worm farms that they get, healthy living, and you can so-called get your hands dirty while, you know, really creating your own food. And that's something important for me because these children are our future customers. It's important that we educate them on good food, on healthy food, on, you know, eating clean, eating, you know, as organic as possible, and kind of showing them what that means, showing them that food's fun.
Yeah. Scott, you and Chris have brought along something that First Lady Michelle Obama would be glad to see.
Absolutely.
She's got a garden going in the backyard of the White House. I guess you can say the White House is the backyard. It's got a front yard and a backyard. But you tell me about what you brought along here.
Well, first of all, this kit is in 31 states. It's also in Washington, D.C. And as part of the kit, you're going to get a grow light, you're going to get a worm farm, you're going to get seeds and soil, and you're going to go through the process of actually planting, putting the soil in different types of soil, and as you go through the process, you obviously see the fruits of your labor.
What are we growing here?
Well, this is a pea tendril. These are baby lettuces here. This looks to be arugula. This looks like a baby red oak lettuce here. And at the end of the curriculum, which is a 5-week curriculum, they actually harvest what they've grown, and they make a salad, and they enjoy it. And when
Feast day.
Yeah, it's feast day. And when you get a thank you letter from one of these children, and you read the impact that it's had on them, it's amazing. And this kid is in all Cleveland, downtown Cleveland, and basically it needs funding. There's a greater demand than we can supply, and the Cleveland restaurants have been so supportive, but we need more support.
Yeah. How is it going with the Cleveland Metropolitan School District? How many schools are you involved in right now?
I believe it's 70 and down in
135 classrooms, I believe.
135
right now.
classrooms.
In 70 different schools.
What do you want? What's the underlying theme on this? What do you want the children to walk away with, other than a full belly of lettuce?
You know, for me, I went to my little sister's school the other day, did a talk at the kindergarten about food, but they were doing VegU, and it was exciting to see because most of these kids have never seen fresh spinach, or they've never seen, you know, fresh lettuce like this growing, and they just don't understand it. They've never had it before, and they don't know how good it is, and so they're used to kind of eating the same old thing, repetition over and over. Our goal is to bring to light how fun, how incredibly delicious fresh food is, and that you can do it at home, that you can, you know, eat healthy at home, and you can take that home and you can share it with your mom or dad, because it's just pretty much training. It's the same thing as someone telling me to do this, and it's training through repetition.
It's fun.
Can more schools hook up with you right now?
Absolutely.
Let me put a phone number on the screen, and you can get more information on everything we've been talking about. That's his 419 phone number?
It is. We obviously, www.vegu.org, there's all the information you could need there as well.
Yeah, 419-499-7500. That's an area code, 419-499-7500. More information on everything we're talking about. Scott, not only do they learn about food, there's a science piece to this too.
Absolutely.
Because you put a seed in the ground and
there's
the crop
mathematics,
comes up.
there's science. It really helps teachers get through to their students in creative ways.
I think there's something else which is happening. It has to do with society as well, and with good living. You put a seed in the ground, you'll get a crop coming up. Same way with how you live your life.
Absolutely.
You plant something, you know, education or that kind of thing, and you can harvest that crop later on.
Absolutely.
It's great that children know that there are other options out there.
Okay, and you walked us a little bit through the VegU curriculum in our last 1 minute. Tell me what you envision. What do you see for the future for VegU? I've got about 30 seconds.
Well, for the future of VegU, we certainly hope to see more kits in local classrooms here beyond Cleveland, in the local suburbs, and we hope that Cleveland and obviously the restaurant community supports VegU.
Scott Kuhn, Chris Hodgson, we appreciate you being with us. Once again, that phone number, as you see on the screen, 419-499-7500 or veggieu.org. That's on the bottom of the screen as well. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you so much.
We're going to harvest a crop
Let's
as
do
soon
it.
as this gets edible, and that will be soon. In a moment, Marsha Maccabee of the Urban League. But first this. As always, we close out the broadcast every Kaleidoscope show with Marsha Maccabee, President and CEO of the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, who always gives us a commentary on what's going on.
Well, thank you, Leon. How are you this morning?
Fine.
Good, good, good. Actually, I just want to really give a note of appreciation this morning. On yesterday, the National Council of 100 Black Women honored me at the Women of Vision Luncheon at Lander Haven.
Great.
And I'm just very humbled and honored to have been a part of that. And it's such a great organization and has such a great, and now I'm, you know, in the ranks with our own Danita Harris here at TV5 and Daisy Alfred Smith and many other wonderful women who have made great contributions in this community. So I'm just honored to be in that group.
Congratulations. That organization gave you an honor, but we all know that you've been getting honors all along because you are worthy of all of this kind of thing.
Well, thank you. I certainly appreciate it, and I'm just, you know, just humbled by what I've been called to do, and just focused on continuing to move the Urban League agenda forward. And, you know, 2013 is going to be an exciting year for us. We're turning the corner on some issues, and so we're excited.
This is more than a job for you. This is a mission in life for you.
Absolutely. Just ask Deacon Maccabee, he'll tell you.
James Maccabee, your husband.
Yes. And it is for both of us, because he makes lots of sacrifices as well for me to do what I do on a daily and all day, all night
But isn't that what people should be doing in their jobs? Make it a mission to make society a better place. I mean, it's nice to draw. I draw a paycheck here.
Sure.
But this is more than about a paycheck. This is my mission in life. This is what I do. The service I try to bring. You bring that same attitude, and that's why the organization gave you that award the other day.
Well, thank you, Leon. I mean, you know, it's also about a legacy. You know, we pass through this world but for a short time, and I think it's about trying to give all that we can and leave a legacy of our footprint for the time that we were here.
When I'm gone, I want somebody to say, "Well done, thy good and faithful servant."
I know that's right.
If you can say that, you're going to be okay. Many thanks, Marsha Maccabee.
you.
That's going to do it for us. I'm Leon Bibb for Kaleidoscope. Be well.
Be well.
Kaleidoscope, a weekly public affairs program brought to you in partnership with the Urban League of Greater Cleveland, Kaleidoscope Magazine, and News Channel 5.